Hey, I'm Twila.
And I'm Natalie.
And you're listening to Twila and Natalie.
We're going to chat with you all about the joys and the pitfalls of being a grown woman. We're doing a little mini show today where we're going to address a question that either comes up from us or comes from listeners.
And by question, she means just a topic because I was too lazy to write the questions down.
That's right. It's a topic.
But that's okay because we're going to keep doing it anyway.
Yeah, like you guys should talk about XYZ.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to talk about happiness.
Happiness.
Yes. And I guess as an overall concept, do you have it?
Absolutely. I'm not even lying. Like, I'm not even blowing smoke here.
Me too. Honestly, me too. I put this, when I wrote it down, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to turn into one of those things where we're like, we wish we were more happy. And then I was like, you know what? No, it's not. Because Mama's got lots of joy. Mama has lots of joy.
Yeah, there is how I got to this point. Because for me, it's being happy most of the time is something that's come to me only in recent years.
Me too.
And I think we've talked about this before. I read this book called The Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. And one of the points they make in the book is happiness is not about unicorn. I mean, he didn't say that, it's not all unicorns and rainbows.
The Dalai Lama did
not say unicorns and rainbows all the time. But when you are able to create joy for other people and joy in your life, you will go through heartbreak. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
But you will not be broken. There's a difference when you really know what joy is, and it's really simplicity. It's not the things. It's not the places. And it's true when you really live in that and live in trying to create joy for other people and for yourself in meaningful ways. Mm-hmm. You're right. When the heartbreak happens, it's heartbreak and you go through it, but it doesn't break you because you have that foundation.
That is really deep.
Right?
my happiness came from making enough money to buy my own stuff. I got really excited when I could buy my own ice cream and not have to share it.
But if we broke that down, Twila, really under that, it's not about the stuff. It's
not
accomplishment. It's got to a point of independence where you had this control in your life, and you could provide ice cream for yourself, and you could provide ice cream for someone else. You wanted to.
I'm not buying ice cream for someone else. Y'all can get a job. It's my ice cream. No, you said something that sort of really struck a chord with me when you said the idea of bringing joy comes from helping other people or providing joy to other people. I think one of the most sort of exciting and profound ways I found joy and happiness in my life is when I started this company and I was able to start doing this work. Yeah. I've probably been on like a good 2-year high of being able to finally do something that I had always dreamed about doing, which was I still say it, like if I had 5 cents in my pocket, I'd do X, Y, and Z. If I had a little bit of money, I'd do X, Y, and Z. But it was always about helping other people that I knew that I thought were talented or special or did good things to do more of those things. Exactly. And I have had such wonderful senses of accomplishment being able to do really specific things. The most exciting day I had 2 years ago was when I finally secured money, and I actually I had sat down with you and I told you I was going to text you one day. I told you, and we had this meeting, and I was like, I'm going to go off the grid for a while, and when I come back, I'm going to send you a text and be like, you ready to get to work? And it's a go. It's all a go. Yeah. And I remember being so happy that I was just about vibrating the day that I could send you that text. Yeah, exactly. I should have it wasn't even professional. I should have just called you on the phone and been like, let me call Natalie. Like I said I was going to do. I was just so excited that I could actually follow through on the thing I said to you almost a year before. Yeah. And was just like, are you ready to work? Because it was just it's actually happening. Exactly. And I've been able to do that again and again and again. I've been able to find women that I think are really talented and sit down with them and go, I think you're talented. Yeah. I would like to help you do this. Yeah, I would like to work together.
You have something to share. And, for our listeners that don't know, so Matriarch Digital Media is Twila's company. Twila and Natalie is one of many shows that she creates and puts out there. So to be able to go and not just we have our show, and Twila and I worked together before in radio and always wanted to do this and do a podcast, but it doesn't stop there. It's when you're able to go out and and, plant the seed with people, and then it grows, and to be able to showcase their talent and to help them grow, because through coaching, through helping to produce it, to help that talent come out so that they can use it. I could totally see why that would be huge amounts of joy.
Yeah, it's turned into, I thought I started it for a very selfish reason. I thought I wanted to own a business and I wanted to do something for myself. And very, very quickly it became bigger than me and more important than me. And I realized one day that it's not about me at all, that I'm just a conduit to have this whole thing happen. I'm sort of the middle, and everything gets to come into the middle, and then it gets to grow. And I would have never thought I would find this much happiness through having to put this much effort and energy and work into, I have 18-hour days most of the days, and they're like happy days. Like I don't ever like get tired of doing this. And I would have never guessed in my entire life that I would have figured out that I could have this kind of joy that came from something that wasn't like a person that I loved. Yeah. Or, like a religious purpose from like when I was growing up.
Yeah. To be able to do something that you find meaning in and, enjoy. And I joke, but it's true. I work 7 days a week for the most part. I find hours here and there to really truly be mindless and lay in the sun, or hang out with friends. But every day I'm working, and it doesn't feel like work, because so much of what I do, I enjoy. And I enjoy telling other people's stories. I enjoy the columns I write. I enjoy the work I do on social media. I enjoy it, and in large part because it puts a spotlight on what a business or an individual is doing, and the way that you're creating shows and having that come out. People's stories just fascinate me. One of the things I love to do is when I go to the airport, and whether it's baggage claim or drop off, I love watching the interaction with the people. The hellos are much more fun than the goodbyes, but even watching the goodbyes is just so touching to see that emotion there. And then at the pickup at baggage claim, I love to sit there and watch people get reunited.
I can't watch people like say goodbye at the airport because it always makes me sad. It does, and I'm a crier. So like if I see somebody that's like having a really hard time saying goodbye, I'm like I want to walk up and hug both of them, like you'll be okay. Like,
but there's a beauty in that sadness,
and
absolutely. in that it's not a loss because they're not gone. I mean, who knows what their story is, how long they're leaving for, but what that means is that there's love there. And you're witnessing this.
I like
this love.
Yeah, I like that. I think part of like one of the nicest sort of offshoots of what's been happening with sort of growing the business is that it's made me take a really hard look at sort of the authenticity of every area of my life. So if I'm like the energy I'm willing to put toward this business, I wanted to make sure it was reflected in the energy I was putting into my entire life. Like, am I authentic with my kids? Am I putting my best effort into my kids? Am I putting my effort into my friendship, into my relationship? And anywhere that it wasn't, like I really had like a bit of a reckoning where it was like, if this isn't serving me, why am I still doing it? Yeah. And was able to sort of, like there were some people probably in the last couple of years that I've just said, it was nice. Some people are meant for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I realized that some people's seasons were up. Yeah, and it was, and not that
they got voted off the island,
right? And first of all, I ghost people. I admit it. I'm not proud of it. But I tried really hard to just sort of frame like, am I making that effort with them for a reason? Yeah. If I'm not, or am I just maintaining it because it's better to keep the peace to maintain it? And then like some things I was just like, what, it's time to let go. And I actually did like a full on purge. I did social media purge. Like there were people that I was connected with on social that was just like, I'm not really connected to you in real life. And a lot of my social is public, but some of them are private. Sure. And if we don't actually interact, I don't do that anymore. Yeah. And I've always had kind of a rule about social that if it's my private social media handles, I'm not friends with you if we don't actually see each other and talk to each other in real life. If we're not actually friends, if we're not actually acquaintances, nah, it's just, I don't need that. So it's actually helped sort of hyper focus what's important to me. Like I've been trying to be more like in the moment, mindful of, my happiness. Like you have 24 hours in this day and nobody guaranteed you tomorrow. Did you spend this day doing exactly as much as you wanted to do, as well as you could possibly do it, and do the people that matter to you know that they matter to you? Yeah. If that doesn't happen every day, you're wasting a day. Yeah.
So. Oh, that's so true. I have a friend who lost her husband recently, and it's, and it was unexpected and sudden. He got up to go check the mail, and he died of a heart attack, like right there. But it's that, like you said, you think you have dinner later. You think you have something tomorrow with the person.
Yeah, I'll do it next week.
Yeah, it's like, and you put it off, and some things are, that's just how it is. We do all each have only 24 hours in a day, but when you really can make that choice to, when your kid's saying, hey, can you throw the ball with me? Or, so dinner's going to be 20 minutes later. Go throw the ball,
Yeah, like, well, no, I think that's really important. Like, I stopped sort of nitpicking things that just weren't important. I'm driving my husband a little bit crazy because there are things that he's just like, we were both really type A about. Yeah. And now I'm just like, it's middle school, man. We'll just deal with it.
Yeah. A pile of clean laundry is still not dirty laundry.
That's true.
Right. You haven't folded it yet. Yeah, okay.
It's really simple stuff like that. Like my son blew his bedtime, like 2 days in a row. Well, but he had a rough week last week. And if for a couple days he just needs to like sit and decompress with me for an extra half an hour, and we have to deal with it in the morning. You know what? This is the stuff he's going to remember. This is the stuff that's going to matter later on when I need it to matter. When he like these are the foundations where he'll come back and talk to me when I need him to talk to me, or where he'll actually ask for or come get a hug when he needs one, because he knows that I'm a safe space. And that's part of what you do when when you're in that and you're trying to create that joy and happiness for your life. It shouldn't just be your joy. Like that's the thing I'm learning is I think I spent a lot of years being a really selfish middle kid that was just like, it's all about me. Yeah. I want to be happy. I want what I want. I want it. And I was always not really happy, even though I was sort of charging it, wanting what I wanted all the time. And when I sort of let go of that, I was like, it's not really about me. Like if good things come to me and I don't pay it forward, I'm not really being a good human.
No, you're right. And that's the whole key and theme in that book I was telling you about, the Book of Joy, is that it's creating joy for other people as well. Yeah. And it can be in the smallest of ways, smiling at someone when they get on an elevator, saying hello, acknowledging somebody else's existence who is a stranger. And I know she's looking at me like, now you're talking crazy.
Yeah, you talk crazy now. Why you talk strangers?
But it can make such a difference. Think about how
I'm kidding, because I do that. I do that. I strangely enough, I engage with strangers that way much easier than I do like in cocktail parties and social situations. Yeah. If I'm walking past you and you're wearing like a fantastic coat, I will tell you that coat is fantastic. Yeah. Like I will, because I know how much effort we put into how we look when we present ourselves to the world, and the idea that it could be transformational to somebody's day. Like when I like when I tell what I love is when I tell my youngest that she looks great today because she puts a lot of care into her outfits, and everything has to have like a splash of glitter and a little bit of shine to it. And she'll come out and I'll be like, you look really nice today. And she'll do a turn and she'll go, I know. Like that. Even that brings me joy, because it's just reinforcing that she has a good sense of self, and she feels confident in what she does and how she puts herself into the world. Like she's not looking for other people's validation, but she appreciates getting it when she gets it. And that's, I feel like that's all a part of it. Like that, putting that out there and being paying. I keep saying I want my kids to be good humans. And in turn, for that to happen, they have to see good human being modeled. So I have to be a good human too. Yeah. When you do that, when we connect with other people, especially strangers, that connection, that creates us as humans. We're not different. We're not, you live here, I live there, I'm this race, you're that race. We're connecting as humans. And that's when we see ourselves not as being, less than, better than, more than, but as equals, as we're all human beings on this planet trying to make it through and make a good life. Those simple things bring us together, and that feels good. That I agree with that, except for the equal part. We're better than dudes. Just gonna say it. We have babies better than dudes. We definitely have our moments. I said better than dudes. Okay, so what piece of advice would you give to people about happiness? Like, what's one thing they could do to sort of put themselves on a path to happiness? I would say my advice is take it down to basics. Just keep it basic. It does not have to be, I took my kids to Disneyland. That's wonderful. It's great. That is such a memory. But if you look back on your childhood, and for me, the things that I remember are those moments sitting on the couch with my mom, doing something so simple together, learning to make sushi with an aunt of mine, just these little things make an impact. So just keep it simple. I like that. I guess my piece of advice would be, you only have right now. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Nobody is. So if you wake up and your eyes open up and you're a part of the world today, be grateful for that. And then spend as much time in that day making sure that you pay that gratitude forward.
Yeah.
Tell the people that you love them. It doesn't have to be grand gestures. Make sure that they know they're appreciated. Be kind whenever you can. Extend yourself whenever you can. And if you can't think of anything else, get out of your own head and help somebody else.
Yeah.
It will change your life.
Absolutely.
It will genuinely change your life. Okay. In the meantime, we're on a little break. We'll be back very soon. But you can go check out the website. Go to matriarchdm.com and check out the Twila and Natalie show page. You can also email the show there, hello@matriarchdm.com. Ooh, and we have a blog. You can go check out the blog now. I know, I'm excited about it. You can go check out the blog and do all those other fun things too. We will be back very soon, and we appreciate your support. So thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.